Welcome along to this week's Face-Off as Liverpool take on Leicester City. This one on Saturday, an old-fashioned 3 p.m. kickoff at Anfield. We have Aidan Perkins, who is in the corner of Liverpool. We have Jack Ogalbe, who is in the corner of Leicester. So let's get straight on then with round one, and it's the club to win the match and why. And we'll start with the home side then with Liverpool. Aidan, what are you thinking?
Yeah, well, I think it's an obvious choice, but I think Liverpool will win the game against Leicester. I know Leicester are in decent form as well, third in the table, but Liverpool have had a fantastic start. 7 out of 7, home and away, not been beaten in the Premier League since April 2017. I think Leicester will test Liverpool, but I can't see anything other than Jurgen Klopp's side getting another win. They're so good at home at the minute, so much confidence, so much belief. Even if they go behind, like they have done this season already against Newcastle, they respond, and I think Liverpool will get the 3 points again and stay top of the league.
Yeah, big argument. 7-15 Liverpool are to win. A draw is 19-5. Leicester 67-10 to pick up the win. And Jack, you think they could do it?
Yeah, I think there's plenty of value in that price. We saw Liverpool were a bit vulnerable against Salzburg in the Champions League, and Leicester have been firing goals in left, right and centre in recent weeks. 5-0 against Newcastle last weekend, 2-1 against Spurs the previous weekend. I think that was a coming-of-age result. Of course, Brendan Rodgers heading back to Anfield as well. He'll be desperate for his side to put in a performance, and I really do fancy them. It's 10-1 for a away win, both teams to score. There's plenty of value in there for me.
Yeah, it's very difficult to call this one. I know Liverpool are so good at home, but I just have this sneaky suspicion that Leicester could actually get the job done in this one there. So I'm going to give the point to Jack on this one. Leicester to pick up the win. Let's move on then to round two, which is player propositions for both of our pundits looking at this one. For goal scorers or any other markets they've looked at. Aidan, again, we'll start with you for this.
Yeah, well, again, obviously, obvious choices for Liverpool in terms of goal scorers. The three front players, Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino and Mohamed Salah, are all the obvious choices to pick for goal scorers. And I think out of those three, Sadio Mane is the best bet. He scored the opener against in the Champions League in midweek. So, you know, he's on really good form, and I think Mane will be Liverpool's chief threat again. I don't think Mohamed Salah's quite at his best in the Premier League. I know he scored 2 as well in the Champions League, but I think if you're looking for options, then Mane is the better bet. You can get him at 21-10 to score any time, which I think is a decent bet, really, considering the form that he's been in this season, and that would be my selection for that.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. Jack, any interesting bets you picked out?
Well, it's tough to look past Jamie Vardy. He's got 5 goals so far this season. Was on form against the Magpies last time out. He's 9-5 as the first goal scorer, 6-1 as any time. I think there might be a bit more value in there. I also think it's going to be an open and attractive game. So a yellow card for Wilfred Ndidi, who so far avoided going in the book, but it's a good price, 7-2 for him to be cautioned.
Well, I like both of those bets, actually, that you put forward there. So I think we're going to have to give a point to both of you there. I like the Wilfred Ndidi yellow card. I also like the Sadio Mane to score. So you both get a point in that one. Let's go on then to the third and final round then. Now, this is the club value / long shot bets on what our two pundits have picked out for this one. And Aidan, again, we'll start with you with Liverpool.
Yeah, again, I'm going to go for another goal scorer bet, but it's going to be one that I don't think many people will think of necessarily because he's not going to start. Divock Origi to score any time. He's 13-10. Origi's actually looked lively for me when he's come on in the last 2 games. He made a bit of an impact against Sheffield United. Actually had a bit of a hand in the goal when Liverpool were fortunate really to get the win when Wijnaldum scored. But Origi was involved in the build-up to that. Had a couple of opportunities when he came on as well. And he also had a bit of a decent appearance in the Champions League against Salzburg as well. Now, I don't think he'll start, but for him to come on late on in what could be a tight game, Origi could just be the man to get the winner even in the game.
Very good. Divock Origi then Aidan's going for. Jack, who are you thinking?
I fancy a correct score bet, actually. Leicester to win 2-1, 18-1. Again, plenty of value in there. I don't think Leicester will keep a clean sheet, but they've got so much goals, or so many goals in this team. I think they're going to upset Anfield, and I think the 18-1 on 2-1's a good price.
I think you've suckered me in there with the big price on that one, to be quite honest. At 18-1 for that. So again, I'm just going to have to give this one to Jack for the third round. So there you have it. So Leicester are taking this face-off at 2-1 then over the course of the 3 rounds. There are our comments on this. Let us know yours via our social media channels. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button on YouTube.